9:33, vamos a ver si podemos ahora escuchar a Josep Borrell. Ahí está.
Remember that at the United Nations General Assembly, we decided to launch a process called for the implementation of the two-state solution. I know some people don't like the word implementation. They want to talk about the two-state solution, but when the moment comes to talk about implementing it, they backtrack. Oh yes, it's not the moment. It is the moment. It was the moment. It has to be continue being the moment. And 90 people, 90 delegates will be working together in order to collect all initiative and all capacities in order to be active. Not to let that on for the declarations of the meetings at the end of the corner, but to put in place a dynamics. We know how difficult it is. We know how difficult it is because today, unhappily, the Israeli society is being colonized from inside by the extremism and violent people. The colonies are not only expanding on the Israeli territory. The colonization of the mind of the people is the most dangerous thing that Israeli society is facing, because it is undermining the foundations of their democracy. After what has happened in Gaza and what's happened in the West Bank, this is a different Israel. This is a different Israel. And we have to deal with this situation in which a Prime Minister and a Minister of Defense, former Minister of Defense, are being issued an arrest warrant by the International Criminal Court. So here we are to work to take the state to Palestinian as an objective and to put a framework in order for everybody willing to work for that to make contributions, financial contributions, political contributions, practical things. Let's see what may happen afterwards. But I didn't want to leave my job in Brussels without holding this meeting. It is almost my last activity in Brussels. Tomorrow I will be leaving. But I want to ask to everybody that has been engaged on supporting the two-state solution to continue working hard on that. Because without it, there will not be peace in the Middle East. And without peace in the Middle East, the whole region will be in danger. And not only the whole region, it is a cancer that will metastasize, affecting international relations and affecting from inside European societies. This is an important endeavor. For years we have been talking about and doing nothing about it. Now is the time to act. There is a light of hope. Yes, the ceasefire in Lebanon. As you know, I was in Lebanon on the days previous to the ceasefire. Among others, visiting the Israeli, the Lebanese armed forces, and testing their capacity to deploy in the south of Lebanon in case of ceasefire. When I was talking with General Amoun, the head of the Lebanese forces, an Israeli tank bombed a position of the Lebanese army, killing several soldiers without reason, just like this, by bombing. No arguments, no reason, no consequences for anyone unless the people killed. The Lebanese army has to be strongly supported. We'll need an incredible amount of resources if we want really to deploy in the South Lebanon. But this is a light of hope. You can say yes, it's a weak solution because it is a light of hope. At least tomorrow night, no more burned children will come into a hospital in Beirut. I was visiting one of these hospitals for severely burned people. At least for one night, no more entrance in this hospital. We have a time gap. Hezbollah has not to be a state inside the state. Lebanese independence has to be guaranteed from external and internal challenges. Nobody has to challenge the sovereignty of the Lebanese people from an external enemy or an internal faction that divides the society and makes it weaker and makes it dangerous in respect to their neighbors. So let's celebrate this moment of hope, but I want to make a call to all members of the international society, and in particular to the members of the European Union. We cannot undermine the International Criminal Court. It is the only way of having global justice. It is the only way to implement accountability. If the Europeans don't support fully the International Court, without procrastination, then the International Criminal Court will not work. And today the International Criminal Court has issued another warrant for arresting the responsible of the atrocities against in Myanmar, the leader of the Myanmar. And I'm sure we applaud. Certainly we have to applaud. We have to applaud all decisions of the court. They are not political. It's a legal body formed by respected people who are the best among the profession of judges. Some of them have been being advised by survivors of the Soha. Survivors of the Soha has been among the people who were advising the International Criminal Court. So the accusation of anti-Semitism is once again a failed word. Stop hiding behind the anti-Semitism. There's nothing to do with anti-Semitism. It's a matter of looking for justice at the global stage. And until the last minute of my mandate, I will be repeating the same thing. It is on the honor of Europe. It is on the honor of Europe to implement fully and respect fully the decision of the International Criminal Court. If it is not the case, then the future will not be very good for the justice.
Mr. Borrell, what about the parameters of a two-state solution? Will the future Palestinian state become demilitarized, and all the so-called quartet conditions still relevant?
The parameters has been decided years ago.
9:41, Josep Borrell otra vez con los temas que hemos visto durante toda la semana, sobre todo alrededor de Oriente Medio. Volvamos al mercado en un día de Acción de Gracias para hacer un poco